The group will be open from 8 p.m. today to 10:30 p.m. The same night. So it will be open for 2.5 hours. If you are having any problems with what we have done during the workshop for today's episode, you can convey your messages to us. At the same time, if you have any suggestions that might be helpful in bettering the tomorrow's session, you're also welcome to send those. So now we'll start with our workshop. That is the first part of taking care of your astronomical telescope. I like to mention that we are using the free version of Zoom. So if and ever I'm not able to complete my presentation, which I have decided for today's session, the contestants, sorry, the participants would have to join the meeting again. So if the meeting gets disconnected after 40 minutes, please stay online, do not leave the meeting, and immediately after that I will add you guys back and we'll complete the session. If I complete my today's session within the given 40 minutes, this should not be done. But if and ever I do not complete today's work before the 40 minutes session gets expired, we will join again. So the first part of this workshop is dedicated to the telescope and its use in astronomy. From going on through the forms that you guys have filled up, I have come to know that most of the people who have registered for this workshop either do not have a telescope, or if and at all they have a telescope, it's a very small one. So I have decided to take this session, that how a telescope is useful in astronomy. Part 2 will be aligning the different types of finder scopes and using different eyepieces. So if you are having a telescope, you will find that it has two main accessories with it. That one is the finder scope and other is eyepiece, and you will have more than one eyepiece, maybe 2 or 3 eyepieces with your telescope. So when should you use those eyepieces, and how can you use your uh, how can you use your finder scope effectively? So we'll go through that in the second episode. Third part would be accessories and why you need them. We'll talk about some more accessories, like a laser collimator or a simple collimator, or maybe a defogger or a dew shield, things like that, and why do you need them. We'll also go through that. And yes, the lectures will be uploaded to YouTube. I have posted the YouTube URL in our group, and it will also be uploaded to Facebook. I have also uploaded the Facebook URL in our group. So पहली बात ये करते हैं कि हमें टेलीस्कोप एस्ट्रोनॉमी के लिए चाहिए क्यों. Why do we need a telescope for astronomy? એસ્ટ્રોનોમી માટે આપણને ટેલિસ્કોપની જરૂર શા માટે પડે? There are two things important, main two reasons. The first one is greater light gathering power. The second is greater magnification. What is greater light gathering power? It is the ability to gather light, because we know that celestial objects in the night sky which we are trying to see are very faint objects, because they are very 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 far. Optics ने हमें ये सिखाया है कि when the object is very far, the light rays which are coming from the object are parallel. तो ये जो light rays वहां से आ रहे हैं वो एकदम parallel रहते हैं, and the area which collects the light, ये area जितना बड़ा है तो उतनी ज्यादा लाइट हम इकट्ठी कर सकते हैं, और इतनी ज्यादा लाइट अगर हम इकट्ठी कर सकते हैं तो वो जो ऑब्जेक्ट है वो हमें उतना ब्राइट दिखेगा. ठीक है. सो वी नीड टू गैदर एज मच एज लाइट एज पॉसिबल व्हेन लुकिंग एट द celestial object. This is the primary function of a telescope. The second is magnification. Magnification is how big or how nearer the object that you are able to see. when you are looking at it through the telescope. So telescope is basically made for these two reasons: to uh, gather as much as light as possible from the celestial objects, and at the same time to provide greater magnification. Now, what is light gathering? The human eye, when maximum dark adapted, can only open up to 8 millimeters. Now, if we go through the structure of the human eye, अगर आंख का अपनी ह्यूमन आई का स्ट्रक्चर हम देखते हैं तो उसकी जो प्यूपिल है, the area which remains open for light to enter inside the eye and strike the retina, पीछे जो नेत्र पटल है उस पे जो लाइट गिरने वाली है, वो कितनी लाइट वहां पे कितने अमाउंट पे जो लाइट गिरेगी, दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द डायमीटर ऑफ द प्यूपिल. एंड दिस डायमीटर ऑफ द प्यूपिल इज नॉट कांस्टेंट, इट कीप्स ऑन चेंजिंग as depending upon what is the lighting condition. जैसे कि अगर हम तेज धूप में खड़े हैं, then the pupil closes so much that the opening of the pupil is just like a head of a pin. तो उतना ही छोटा एक पिन हेड की जितना ही वो खुली रहती है, because the light entering the eye in such bright conditions is enough to make a image on the retina. On the other hand, if we are in complete dark conditions, then we'll feel that the pupil will open to its maximum. लेकिन वो maximum कितना खुल सकती है? It can open up to 8 millimeters to the max. तो 8 millimeter के ज्यादा, less than 1 centimeter के ज्यादा से ज्यादा वो खुल नहीं सकती है. So that is the maximum aperture और maximum opening of the human eye. ये 8 मिलीमीटर से जितनी लाइट अंदर जाती है उससे हमारा इमेज जो है रेटिना पे वो बनता है, and that is the absolute limit. Now, when we consider dark adaptation, we mean that we have been sitting in the dark for at least 20-25 minutes. We are not looking at any bright white light sources, and that is what is dark adaptation. And dark adaptation पे ज्यादा बात जो है वो हम कल करने वाले हैं, when we'll discuss hacks on how to see better, body hacks to seeing better. तो उसमें हम इसको थोड़ा ज्यादा डिस्कस करेंगे. So you can see that for example only one line of a photon is going, no photons are not coming in lines, but this is just a representative picture. तो यहाँ पे एक ही लाइन जो है वो रेटिना के अंदर, means the black part you are able to see over here is our pupil. Okay, now what happens when we place a telescope? तो टेलीस्कोप को यहाँ पे एक लेंस की तरह दिखाया गया है और दूसरा लेंस जो है यहाँ पे है. What this lens does is that, तो ये 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 लाइंस जो है वो पूरी जो 9 लाइंस है उसको एक साथ फोकस करके converts it into parallel lines and then admits through our pupil. So I can say that after using this lens, I'm getting 9 times or 9x more light entering the eye than it was entering when I was looking without any instrument. Okay, so this is what is light gathering. So light gathering means that एक सिंपल एक्सपेरिमेंट हम देखिए, अगर बारिश हो रही है, then the raindrops that are falling from the sky are always parallel if we do not consider the wind, but let us assume that they are parallel. तो अगर हम छत पे एक थाली रखते हैं, okay, a very broad थाली, and we keep a glass of water that is empty both at the same time, let them lie there for say 5 or 10 minutes, फिर हम उसको ले लेते हैं and we measure the amount of water that has been collected inside these two instruments. तो हम देखेंगे कि थाली में बहुत सारा पानी, ग्लास से बहुत ज्यादा पानी जमा हुआ है, because it has a very large collection area. So same thing is happening over here. Due to the arrangement of these two lenses, we are seeing that much larger amount, actually 9 times the amount of a single eye is being gathered by these two lenses, and it is put directly through the pupil, and we will be able to see a quite bright image in this case. So more the light gathered, better is the view. तो एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टर्म में हम इसको क्या बोलते हैं, दी ऑब्जेक्टिव, जो लाइट कलेक्ट करने वाला एलिमेंट है. अभी हम आगे जाके देखेंगे कि लाइट कलेक्ट करने वाला जो ऑब्जेक्टिव रहता है, इट कैन बी लेंस और इट कैन बी अ कर्व्ड मिरर. तो अगर लेंस है तो वो हमेशा एक कॉन्वेक्स लेंस रहता है, बहिर्गोल जिसको हम बोलते हैं, गुजराती में આપણે એને બહિર્ગોળ લેન્સ કહીએ છીએ. એન્ડ if it is a mirror then it is going to be a concave mirror. અંતર્ગોળ અરીસો જેને આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહીએ છીએ. So it can be a concave mirror or it can be a convex lens. So in astronomical terms we call this the aperture. Okay, and the golden rule of astronomy is that aperture rules, means aperture is the king. Aperture zyada hai, then you can always see better despite of any other differences. Okay, so here a same star cluster, this is the M13 globular cluster in the constellation of Hercules. So this M13 globular cluster of in the constellation of Hercules, if we see it through a 6-inch telescope, it just appears like a blob. No individual stars are being resolved at the center. When you see it through a 10-inch telescope, you will find that some of the stars on the periphery are getting resolved, but still no resolution at the center of the globular cluster. But when we look through a 16-inch telescope, you will find that you can also resolve stars in the center of the cluster. When I say resolve, तो resolve का मतलब क्या होता है? You can see stars as different points. तो अलग-अलग points की तरह वो stars दिखते हैं, उसको resolution बोलते हैं. That you are able to differentiate between stars that are very near to each other. तो दो नजदीक में अगर स्टार है, उनको आप अलग-अलग देख सकते हो, तो आप ऐसे बोलते हो कि you are able to resolve those two stars. अभी यहाँ पे जब लिखा है कि 6 इंच, 10 इंच, 16 इंच, तो हम बात कर रहे हैं डायमीटर की. We are not talking about the length of the telescope. We are talking about the diameter of the objective. जो प्राइमरी मिरर है या प्राइमरी लेंस जो है आगे का ऑब्जेक्टिव, उसका डायमीटर कितना है उसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं. If it is 6 inches, that is roughly about 150 centimeters. If 150 millimeters, so that is 15 centimeters. If it is 10 inch, then it is 25 centimeters, and so on. अब मैग्निफिकेशन क्या होता है? मैग्निफिकेशन का आगे जैसे हमने देखा कि मैग्निफिकेशन फॉर टेलीस्कोप, what it gives is that it is the number that gives how many times the image of an object seems larger or nearer to you. जैसे मैं एक चीज अगर टेलीस्कोप में देख रहा हूं तो वो मुझे कितना गुना बड़ी दिख रही है या कितना गुना नजदीक, बोथ आर द सेम थिंग, कितना गुना नजदीक दिख रही है, दैट इज द मैग्निफिकेशन ऑफ अ टेलीस्कोप. ओके, एंड दिस मैग्निफिकेशन इज जनरल रिटन इन, इट्स अ नंबर, उस पे कोई यूनिट नहीं होते, लेकिन उसको हम लिखते हैं ऐसे है 50x or maybe 100x or maybe 150x or something like that. तो x means multiplication. आप ऐसा सोचो, इट इज 50 टाइम्स, तो इमेज जो जितनी साइज की दिखेगी उससे 50 टाइम्स बड़ी दिखती है, 100 टाइम्स बड़ी, एंड सो व्हाटएवर द मैग्निफिकेशन इज. If you want to find out what is the magnification of your telescope, you have to divide the focal length of your primary यानी अपना जो टेलीस्कोप है उसका जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है उसकी जो फोकल लेंथ है उसको हम आईपीस की फोकल लेंथ से डिवाइड कर ले तो हमें मैग्निफिकेशन मिल जाता है. मैग्निफिकेशन ऑफ अ टेलीस्कोप इज द फोकल लेंथ ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्टिव डिवाइडेड बाय द फोकल लेंथ ऑफ द आईपीस यू आर यूजिंग. આપણે ટેલિસ્કોપનું જે મેઇન મિરર અથવા તો મેઇન લેન્સ જે છે એની ફોકલ લેન્થને આપણે જે આઈપીસ યુઝ કરીએ છીએ આઈપીસની ફોકલ લેન્થથી ડિવાઇડ કરીએ એટલે આપણને મેગ્નિફિકેશન મળી જાય. But now this becomes difficult because how do I know the focal length of my primary, or how do I know the focal length of the eyepiece? It is very simple. You will find the focal length of the primary of your telescope on the tube. जैसे कि आपका टेलीस्कोप है उसके ट्यूब पे ऐसा कहीं पे एक स्टिकर लगा ऐसा होगा. See here it is clearly written that FL, that is focal length, is 1200 millimeters or 120 centimeters. जैसे यहाँ पे ये सेलेस्ट्रॉन का है तो इस पे लिखा है FL is equal to 650 millimeters or 65 centimeters. So it would have been clearly mentioned on your tube. तो ठीक है, हमें अपने टेलीस्कोप पे उसकी फोकल लेंथ कहाँ पे लिखी है ये पता चल गया. नाउ व्हाट अबाउट द फोकल लेंथ ऑफ द आईपीस? तो फोकल लेंथ की जो आईपीस की जो फोकल लेंथ रहती है वो आईपीस पे लिखी हुई होती है. जैसे कि यहाँ पे मैंने दो आईपीसीस दिखा है. द फर्स्ट वन इज फॉर 10 millimeters and the second one is of 25 millimeters. So if I were to use this 1200 millimeter focal length telescope with this 10 mm eyepiece, और इस टेलीस्कोप में मैं ये 10 mm का आईपीस लगाता हूँ तो मुझे 120x का मैग्निफिकेशन मिलेगा, because 1200 that is the focal length of the primary divided by 10 which is the focal length of the eyepiece will give me 1200 divided by 10 is equal to 120. So 120 would be my magnification if I use this eyepiece with this telescope. Okay, but if I were to use this eyepiece with this telescope, it will only give me a magnification of 65x. That is about 10 times. That is about half the that was I was getting with this Orion one. Okay, so eyepieces can be changed in a telescope. You cannot change the focal length of the primary because it is fixed, but you can change the eyepiece and thus the focal length of the eyepiece, and thus you can change the magnification of your telescope. And that is why you will see that your telescope comes with more than one eyepiece. You will always find that your telescope will never have only one eyepiece, it will have more than one eyepiece. तो इसीलिए आपके टेलीस्कोप अगर आपके पास है तो उसपे एक आईपीस नहीं आता, उसपे एक से ज्यादा आईपीस ही हमेशा आते हैं. Now comes a difficult question. Say for example I am having an eyepiece that gives me 100x magnification and the other eyepiece gives me 40x magnification. तो अभी एक आईपीस मेरा जो है वो चीजों को 100 टाइम्स नजदीक या 100 टाइम्स बड़ी दिखाता है और दूसरा जो है वो सिर्फ 40 टाइम्स बड़ी दिखाता है. तो अगर मेरे पास ऐसा आईपीस है कि जो 100 टाइम्स बड़ी दिखा रहा है ऑलरेडी, तो फिर मुझे उससे कम 40 टाइम्स जो बड़ी दिखाए उसकी जरूरत ही क्यों है? बिकॉज द नॉर्मल बिलीफ what we call our intuition will tell us that of course 100x is better than 40x. Then if I have an eyepiece which gives me a magnification of 100x, why do I need an eyepiece which gives just 40x of magnification? So for that we would have to go a bit deep inside uh, how eyepieces work. So here is an example. जैसे कि मैं अपने टेलीस्कोप पे 25 mm का अगर आईपीस लगा रहा हूं तो मुझे जुपिटर को जैसा दिख रहा है. At the center is the planet and on the two sides you can see two dots on each side जो उसके सैटेलाइट्स है. लेकिन वही टेलीस्कोप में अगर मैं अपना 10 mm वाला आईपीस डालता हूं अगर, then I can see a much better picture. मुझे जुपिटर दिख रहा है, उसके ऊपर के क्लाउड बैंड दिख रहे हैं और सैटेलाइट्स भी एकदम अच्छी तरह से अलग अलग दिख रहे हैं जो यहाँ पे नहीं हो रहा था. ओके, देन ऑफ कोर्स दिस आईपीस इज बेटर. देन अगेन मुझे ये वाला आईपीस क्यों चाहिए? ओके, सो नेक्स्ट एग्जांपल विल लेट अस नो दैट. तो यहाँ पे अगर प्लैनेट हम देख रहे हैं then this 10 mm or the eyepiece which gives you a higher magnification is okay. But what about when you want to see, say for example star clusters? तो यहाँ पे ये जो है वो प्लाइडिस स्टार क्लस्टर है. कृतिका इसको हम हिंदी में या गुजराती में बोलते हैं. गुजराती में कृतिका કહેવાય છે. શિયાળાના મહિનાઓમાં બહુ મસ્ત દેખાય છે. તો I'm observing this Pleiades star cluster with a telescope. When I put a high power eyepiece inside, you can see that I can only see a very small part of this cluster. तो ये क्लस्टर पूरा है, तो उसमें से ये छोटा सा जो पार्ट है वही मुझे विजिबल होता है अगर मैं ऐसा हाई पावर आईपीस यूज करता हूं तो. लेकिन अगर मैं लो पावर विच इज 40x और लोअर, तो लो पावर आईपीस अगर यूज करता हूं तो मुझे पूरा क्लस्टर दिखेगा. ठीक है, सो whenever you are watching planets or maybe say some craters, you want to see the craters of the moon from very near, then you need a higher power. Choti focal length, smaller the focal length, higher is the power. Okay, and larger the focal length, smaller is the power. Okay, so what is actually happening is that when you use a smaller magnification eyepiece for viewing star clusters, it gives you a better view. तो यहाँ से हम एक नए concept पे जाते हैं, which is known as field of view. Okay, so here comes the concept of field of view. Field of view, that means आप अपने टेलीस्कोप में अगर आईपीस में आंख रखते हो तो what is the amount of sky you can see. If you can see a larger chunk of sky, larger amount of sky, we call it a wide field eyepiece. If you are able to see a smaller amount of sky, we call it a narrow field eyepiece. Okay, और ये field जो है FOV, that depends again upon the magnification that you are using. ज्यादा मैग्निफिकेशन रहेगा, चीजें बहुत नजदीक दिखेगी, मोटी दिखेगी, लेकिन फील्ड ऑफ व्यू छोटा हो जाएगा. If you use a low power eyepiece, you will find that the field of view is much larger, but magnification would be smaller. So you have to use an eyepiece depending upon what you are seeing in the sky. Okay, so this is what is the field of view. जैसे ये eyepiece से मैं देख रहा हूँ sky को, तो ये जो है ये कितना है, ये मुझे अपना फील्ड ऑफ व्यू लगेगा. लेकिन हम इसको कितना बोलेंगे, तो इसको मीटर में नापेंगे, सेंटीमीटर में? नो, वी विल मेजर इट इन डिग्रीज. ओके, सो हाउ मेनी डिग्रीज और हाउ मेनी डिग्रीज ऑफ स्काई यू कैन सी from your telescope's eyepiece is your FOV or field of view. Now, as I said earlier, FOV becomes smaller as magnification increases and vice versa. If you increase the magnification, field of view becomes smaller. If you decrease the magnification, the field of view becomes larger. Now, field of view टेलीस्कोप मीन्स आईपीसीज जो है वो भी बहुत ही कॉस्टली वगैरह आते हैं, जिसमें वो आईपीसीज ऐसे रहते हैं कि दे गिव यू वेरी हाई मैग्निफिकेशन, बट विथ दैट दे आल्सो गिव यू वेरी लार्ज फील्ड ऑफ व्यू. You will be surprised that some IPCs of such caliber also come in prices which are larger than the telescopes themselves. जैसे कि यहाँ पे एक जापानीज ब्रांड का दिखाया हुआ है 26 mm 85 डिग्री का जो आईपीस है. तो ये आईपीस अगर आप लेने जाओ तो इन इंडिया इट वुड कॉस्ट समथिंग अबाउट 26 to 27,000 rupees. Okay, so that costly is this आईपीस. Of course, अगर आपको एस्ट्रोनॉमी एंजॉय करना है तो ऐसा आईपीस चाहिए, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. यू कैन एंजॉय द स्काई विथ इवन a binocular which is 2,500 to 3,000 rupees. Okay, or even with your naked eye also if you are not having any instrument at all. So this is just for your information. ऐसा आईपीसी आप लो तो ही आप एस्ट्रोनॉमी सीख सकते हो, ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. I've been in this field since say last 20 years और अभी तक मेरे पास भी ऐसा आईपीस नहीं है. Now we come to types of telescopes. Now types of telescopes can be divided into many types. अलग अलग टाइप्स के टेलीस्कोप हम बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन if I were to classify the telescopes in the type of light gathering element, then there are only three types: refractor or refracting telescope that works by the principle of refraction, reflector or reflecting telescope which works by the principle of reflection of light. प्रकाश का जिसको हम परावर्तन बोलते हैं, ये प्रकाश का रिफ्रैक्टिंग इस प्रकाश का वक्रीभवन. एंड देयर आर compound or catadioptric telescope which are the combination of the above two. Okay, so combination of above two are compound or catadioptric telescope. So this is how a refracting telescope works. There is a lens आगे रहता है जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है which collects the light, then there is an eyepiece and from that we can see. Now refracting telescope is the telescope that any person would imagine कि एक छोर जो है वो आप स्काई की तरफ रखो और दूसरा छोर है वहां पे आंख लगा के स्काई में जो देखना है वो आप देख सकते हो. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द बेसिक कंस्ट्रक्शन और बहुत ही इंट्यूटिव रहता है. मीन्स यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, कोई भी अगर इसको देखे तो समझ जाएगा कि इट्स अ टेलीस्कोप. यहाँ पे दो अलग अलग टाइप के जो है वो दिखाए हुए हैं. I think the meeting will end after 10 minutes, so let us continue. अगर सेशन पूरा नहीं होता है देन विल जॉइन अगेन. In real life it would be something like this. You point this end towards the sky और यहाँ से आप देखते हो. Then we have the second type or the reflecting telescope. ये देखने में थोड़ा counter intuitive लगता है because this end or maybe this end in this telescope, this end points towards the sky और आपको यहीं से देखना है. You are not going to look from behind. There is no opening on the behind. You have to look from this end itself. Okay, so it has an objective which is a concave mirror which is at the end of the telescope, at the back end of the telescope, that it means over here, and the image is seen from this point. यहाँ से हम इसको देखते हैं. So these are two reflecting telescopes. ये different type of mount है. This is known as Altez mounting and this is a Dobsonian mount. यहाँ पे जो दिखाया है वैसा. So this type of construction is over here and this type of construction is over here. ये दोनों हमारे telescopes है. And then there is the compound or catadioptric जिसमें आगे लेंस रहता है, पीछे जो है वो ऑब्जेक्टिव मिरर रहता है, बट दैट मिरर इज स्फेरिकल. जो हमने आगे टेलीस्कोप देखा विच वाज अ न्यूटोनियन रिफ्लेक्टर, तो उसमें जो मिरर पीछे रहता है वो पैराबोलिक मिरर रहता है. तो इट इज अ कॉन्केव मिरर बट इट इज ग्राउंड टू अ पैराबोलिक सरफेस. यहाँ पे जो सरफेस रहती है वो स्फेरिकल रहती है. It would this telescope would look something like this. This is from Celestron. It is on a German equatorial mount, and this is an Altez mount. Again, Celestron Nexstar. और यही telescope जो है वो हमारे पास है, and you can see it over here that people are looking to the telescope. These images seem to be the images of daytime, but actually it was last year when the planet Saturn and Venus were visible in the morning sky. And if you catch them in a telescope and you keep them in the telescope to be centered in the telescope, you can even see it in daylight. Okay, so it was an event, it was a public event. So now which one is the best? So that is a very complicated decision. सभी के pros and cons है. Refractors जैसे कि है, they are too costly for larger aperture. And as I said earlier, aperture rules. तो aperture है मिरर की जो साइज है, that is the king. अगर आप 6 इंच का रिफ्लेक्टिंग टेलीस्कोप यानी मिरर वाला टेलीस्कोप लेने जाओ तो ये कुछ 15,000 रुपए के आसपास मिलेगा. That is from our local manufacturer. लेकिन उसी साइज का यानी 6 इंच का आप रिफ्रैक्टर यानी कि लेंस वाला टेलीस्कोप अगर लेने जाओ तो it would be excess of ₹1 lakh. So there is a major difference. कैटाडायोप्ट्रिक्स जो है वो रिफ्रैक्टर और रिफ्लेक्टर के बीच में दे आर वेरी कॉम्पैक्ट, यानी आप इजीली उसको कैरी कर सकते हो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट दे आर फेयरली कॉस्टली, काफी कॉस्टली रहते हैं वो. एंड दे हैव नैरो एफओवीज बिकॉज दे हैव वेरी लार्ज मैग्निफिकेशन. देयर फील्ड ऑफ व्यूज आर वेरी नैरो, तो उससे आप स्टार क्लस्टर्स वगैरह देखना जो है वो आपको इतना अच्छा नहीं लगेगा. रिफ्लेक्टर्स एंड दैट टू इन डॉब्सोनियन स्टाइल माउंट. जैसे कि आपने प्रीवियसली हमारा जो व्हाइट कलर का टेलीस्कोप दिखा था तो उसमें वो प्लाईवुड का बना हुआ बॉक्स टाइप माउंट रहता है. तो वो बॉक्स टाइप माउंट में अगर टेलीस्कोप लगा है दैट इज द बेस्ट टू यूज. इट गिव्स यू मोस्ट एपर्चर फॉर मनी. दैट मीन्स आप जितना पैसा खर्च करते हो उस पैसे में वो सबसे बड़ा मिरर आपको देता है. ठीक है. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू मी मीन्स मैं जितने सालों से एस्ट्रोनॉमी कर रहा हूँ और मेरे जो इंक्लिनेशंस है इन डूइंग एस्ट्रोनॉमी, आई वुड गो फॉर द लार्जेस्ट डॉब्सोनियन रिफ्लेक्टर दैट माय बजट कैन बाय. अगर मेरे पास 50,000 रुपए है तो 50,000 रुपए में सबसे बड़े मिरर वाला जो डॉब्सोनियन टेलीस्कोप आ रहा है वो मैं लूंगा. ठीक है. सो दैट इज द बॉटम लाइन. नाउ which telescope you should buy? Of course it depends upon how much money that you want to spend. That is the first thing. There is not much you can see from the city, so you should be able to carry your telescope to distant side. I think most people who are the part of this workshop are from large cities, and if you are living in a large city there is not much you can see using your telescope from the city. City में से अगर आप देखोगे तो बहुत ज़्यादा चीजें जो है वो आप नहीं देख पाओगे. I think the moon and maybe the planets some brightest cluster, but not more than that. Okay, so it is no use looking through the telescope from the city, and you will get tired very fast. So you need to see new things through your telescope. You have to take it to a distant dark site. Okay, तो अगर आप ये कर रहे हो तो ये आपको ध्यान में रखना है कि हाउ मच बिगर अ टेलीस्कोप यू कैन हैंडल. जैसे उसको बाहर ले जाना है तो बाहर ले जाने के लिए आपके पास जो व्हीकल है, या आपके कोई फ्रेंड का व्हीकल जो आप ले जाने वाले हो, does your telescope fit into that? If it fits into that, then it's okay. Can you set up the telescope by yourself? क्योंकि अगर वो टेलीस्कोप ऐसा है कि उसको फिट करने में भी 3 लोग चाहिए, then you are not going to do much observation with that, because every now and then you have to call a few friends over, or maybe you would have to ask some of your family members to help you. अपने आप अगर आप सेट कर सकते हो, then that is the best telescope for you. What is the complexity of telescope and setup time? Okay, so this is also important. See, for example, if it is 10 o'clock in the night and you feel that you have some free time, say up to 25 or say 30 or maybe 40 minutes of time that you can observe. Now, if you feel that your telescope takes about 15 or 20 minutes to set up, और उसको फिर टीयर डाउन करने में, उसको फिर रोल बैक करने में दूसरे 10 या 15 मिनट लगते हैं, तो आपके पास ऑब्जर्वेशन टाइम जो बचता है दैट इज ओनली 5 to 6 मिनट्स. ओके, सो तुरंत आपको लगेगा कि ये इतने टाइम के लिए क्या करना है. सो यू वांट सेटअप फॉर दैट. अगर आप सेटअप नहीं करोगे देन यू विल नॉट ऑब्जर्व. सो स्मॉल सेटअप टाइम इज आल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. What you are interested in, see, now this is what we will discuss tomorrow in detail. But if you are new to astronomy and you have not bought a telescope yet, do not buy a telescope. Your first buy should be a pair of good quality binoculars only. Okay, अगर आप एस्ट्रोनॉमी में नए हो तो always go for a binocular, a good quality binocular rather than a telescope. ठीक है, तो first of all go for a good quality binocular and then move towards a telescope, maybe 6 months, 8 months or a year after that. So these are some good quality choices, good binoculars. The best type that I would suggest is a 10x50 from a good manufacturer. Now what is 10x50? तो 10x50 में जो पहला नंबर जो 10 है, that is the magnification, because binoculars have fixed magnification. Their magnification does not change. Okay, so it is 10x fixed. 50 is the aperture or the diameter of the outer lens in millimeters. Okay, I think the meeting will be stopped in about 1.5 minutes. So now let us wait for that. Those who are participating in the meeting, please do not leave the meeting. I will add you guys again in a couple of minutes and then we can start. I think I have 2 or 3 slides remaining after this. So we'll continue this process again. So please stay online. Don't leave the meeting and stay where you are. So we'll be starting back in some time. So it is less than a minute now. It will stop any minute now. I think in about 20-25 seconds, and then we'll start again.